Old-time baseball here in historic Carroll Park.
In the year 1865, we hope you enjoyed yourself and learned a little bit about history in our town and the history of baseball. We'd also like to take a moment, if the match could not have been played, gentlemen, a cheer for us, John. Hip, hip, huzzah!
The Bay City Independents are patterned after the original Bay City Baseball Club that existed from 1882 to 1884. The Mt Clemens Regulars have come to town to play some vintage 19th century baseball when it was played bare-knuckle style, without gloves or fences. The original Bay City Baseball Club was the Bay City's first professional team, and they exposed the city's cranks, better known as fans, to many baseball stars of the era. This was a time when baseball was played by gentlemen, more as a means of exercise and enjoyment rather than any form of pure competition. The mid-19th century game was certainly a lot different than baseball today. Most ballists played with bare hands until the mid-1880s. There are numerous differences in the all-amateur games of baseball prior to 1869, but modern spectators will still recognize our game of baseball. By rule, all the bats were wooden and could only measure 2.5 inches at its thickest diameter. The length and weight of the bats were much greater than they are today. This model was 38 inches long and weighed in at 40 ounces. The ball that was used during the 1860s was different than the ones in use today. The ball measured 9 3/4 inches in circumference and weighed 5 3/4 ounces. In most matches of the era, usually only one ball was used for the entire game, and it was usually pretty beat up by game's end. The sturdy, unraveling ball became the coveted trophy and awarded to the winning team. Umpires make decisions on the bases only when they have been appealed to for a judgment. The umpire may ask players and spectators, also known as cranks, for assistance in making his ruling. The gentleman is to accept the umpire's decision with quiet acceptance. Are no called balls or strikes. The umpire may warn a striker if he feels he is stalling so that a runner can take his next base. Strikers must stand on a line drawn through home base. A base runner may not safely overrun first base. If his momentum carries him off the base, he may be put out. A ball is considered fairly struck if it first touches the ground in fair territory, regardless of where that may be.
See you later, Besserell.
The pitcher should release the ball underhand, as if pitching a horseshoe. Ballists wear old-style uniforms, either the early long trouser and shield shirt or the later style lace shirt and knickers. If a ball strikes a tree and then is caught by the fieldsman on the fly or on the first bound, then the striker is considered out. A fine play may elicit a cheer from both the clubs and the spectators. On this day, the Bay City Independents outscored the Mt Clemens Regulars 28-6.
Gentlemen, we have 3 cheers and a tiger for the fine play of the regular baseball club of Mt Clemens, Michigan. Hip, hip, huzzah! Hip, hip, huzzah! Hip, hip, huzzah! The reenactment of the the state championship from the 1860s. We invite you all to come out on September